Okay, team.
Yo.
I am Mr. Lawless, and I'm lucky enough to make games here. And I believe some of you played. What was it? Greenville. Greenville. Yep. Sweet. Okay. So this year's game is StarGuards. I've got about half an hour to explain the whole game to you. Okay. If you have questions, save them till the end, because otherwise I'll lose my train of thought. I half forget the rules every year. This is why I'm recording this. But at any point when you're playing the game with your class, there's a QR code down here. So at any point, any time of the day, just scan that with your iPad and it will automatically open your Outlook and it will send me an email and I will reply. I have my phone on me. I answer questions about these games all the time. Yep. Sweet. Okay. The Year 11s made this board, actually. Quite exciting. They even added a random spinner in it, which I didn't want, but they thought it's a game, so it's got to have a random element. Where's the spinner? All right, you can see it. Cool. Right. So, StarGuards. It's a game about teamwork and problem solving. Yes, you will... you've already done some learning about space? Is this the end of your space unit? Cool. Hopefully some of that content knowledge will come in to play, but the game, what we want you to learn by playing it is working as a team and solving problems. Really strange space problems. So you are going to be controlling the solar system. There's a team for every single planet and a few other weird ones, which I'll explain in a minute. You have 18 space challenges to solve. It only used to be 10, but the Year 5s are so good at solving problems that Ms. Dowling a few years ago added a heap more challenges. So just to briefly talk about the two things, please don't sit here because people can't walk past. So you whole group need to go like right over there. We'll cut that out in post-production. Yes. So these are the kinds of things that we want to see, right? When I say teamwork, this is what I would see you doing. I would normally spend ages asking you to tell me what teamwork is, but I'm telling you what teamwork is. All this stuff. Yep. So just like Greenville, either your entire class succeeds in the game or your entire class fails in the game. Okay? You are split up into teams, but unless you can work together to solve some of these big problems, then the whole class either succeeds and saves the solar system or fails and gets splattered by a black hole or something. So that's all the kind of stuff I'm talking about when I say teamwork. Yep, I'm sure you know all of that. Primary school kids do heaps of working in teams. Yay. The other thing is problem solving. As mentioned, there are 18 really complicated problems. Space challenges, we call them. Big list here. These are the kinds of things that you need to do to solve problems, which, again, I'm sure you know. Although researching in this one, I'm not sure whether you'll have access to your iPads or not. That's be up to your teacher. It probably won't be that useful, to be honest. Yeah. Problem solving and teamwork. I like to try and tell you what I want you to learn in the game at the start. So, problem solving and teamwork. All right. So, welcome to the solar system in 2150. Every single planet has people living on it. Some little satellites and stuff. So you've got a whole heap of space challenges that are on the horizon that you've got to solve. Right, let's talk about the teams. I don't know, your teachers will decide how to do teams. In that folder there's a little thing called the StarGuards sorting hat where it's just got a grid with all of the teams and you just randomly pull them out, or you can do it any other way you want. So we've got the 8 planets. Yeah, starting from the middle, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, oh this is working, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Yep, the 8 planets. Then we've also got the moon, right? Moon's right here. Now the moon's too small to fit its stuff on it. You'll notice that each planet has got some stuff. We'll talk about that in a minute. The moon is too small to put the stuff on the planet, so the moon's stuff is down here. Yeah. We've also got Voyager. That really is Voyager. Voyager is the object that humans have sent the furthest from Earth out of anything, right? This, in the real world, this literally is outside of our solar system, traveling, flying through space, sending back signals to us, yeah? In StarGuards, Voyager is the team who will read out the space challenges, yeah? They got a timer. Every 5 or 10 minutes or whatever it is, they read out another challenge, and eventually you've got a whole heap of challenges to solve at the same time. We've also got, remember the fates from last time? Yeah, 2 students, usually 1 male, 1 female, who run the game instead of the teachers. The teachers just sit back and have their lunch while you run the game yourself. All relax, yes, we're really good at that. So, each team gets a spaceship. Various resources. This one has liquid nitrogen. We've got some weird rocks over here. There we've got ammonia, methane. You'll have to find out what it is. Each team will also be given a random idea. Some of these ideas will help you to solve some of the space challenges. Right? This is just to kind of try and help you out. So when you get assigned a team, you also get assigned a random idea. Yeah, will just be written there. You also get a random machine. So there's a giant load of machines in here, represented by weird objects I got from an op shop. But the machine and what they do is right here. Yeah. So when you get given your team, you'll get a little piece of paper that explains a little file about your team. And then you'll get 1 idea piece of paper, and you'll get 1 machine piece of paper. Yep. Oh, we also have lanyards. Get excited about lanyards. The team captain will wear that lanyard, depending on what team they're on. Last year's class put that back so beautifully. Oh, yes. Please don't break the pieces. That's the 2nd year in a row I've had to buy another $60 light from Bunnings because last year's kids and the kids the year before that both somehow bust the light. So I'm not here, I don't play it with you, so I don't know what happened. But Miss Schultz is not loving me charging her $60 every year for new lights. Also, try not to snap the little pieces. A lot of these pieces are quite delicate, 3D printed. I just had to glue one back together last night, so if you could not break the pieces, that'd be lovely. Right. Here's an example of one of these sheets that tells you what your team's all about, right? So this is the moon. Blah, blah, blah. How many people are on the team? Teachers can adjust that if they want. That's just an estimation. I think it works out to 26 in a class. Tells you the name of the moon, how its mass as a fraction of the Earth's mass, how far from the sun it is, the resources, helium-3 and rock, right? So there we go. Helium-3 in a little gas bottle. You have to find out. And rock. As we know, the moon has got a lot of rock. Rock might be quite useful to solving one of the space challenges, though. And there's some features, yada, yada, yada. And the spaceship. So each spaceship has got a really specific role and characteristics and what it can do. So that's the moon spaceship. It's Apollo 19. It's an explorer. And one of its skills, which only this one can do, is it can voyage outside of the solar system. So if there's a space challenge that requires you to take something or go outside the solar system, then you need to go and speak to the moon. Voyager is a little bit different though. Yeah, here's Voyager. See if I can find Voyager's piece of paper. Oh, I can explain Voyager in 1 sentence apparently. Here we go. Yes. Voyager are a team of astronauts on the spaceship Voyager 1. It's the only spaceship to ever have left the solar system. They send back information about the space challenges. So because they're outside of the solar system, they can see the space challenges that are coming along, and they will tell the rest of the class. Yeah. So this is a special box that only Voyager is allowed to look into. It's got the pieces that represent all of the challenges. Yeah. All of the space challenges are listed here. I'm not going to show you them because they will be secret. I'm going to put that in that box. There's a timer in here, right? Timer set to 5 minutes, yeah? So at the start of the game, Voyager pulls out one random space challenge, reads that out to the class. Everybody starts thinking about how to solve it. And then they set the timer for 5 minutes. And then in 5 minutes, they read out the next space challenge until you're dealing with all 18 at once. Or maybe you solve a few in the meantime. Questions?
Can they also solve the challenges?
Yes, everybody's brain power will be required to solve the challenges. They just don't have any actual resources or spaceships living on a planet. But yeah, their ideas are very welcome. Hello.
Is there more than one way to solve each problem?
Oh yeah, definitely. Right, and then the fates, they run the game. So most of these games, you'll notice the rules are pretty loose. If there's a rule that hasn't been invented yet, or there's some situation that arises that's not mentioned anywhere in any of these books, then the fates just make it up on the spot. So, let's talk about how to solve challenges. When you play, you'll have one of these stuck on the wall. Actually, some of the teachers last year did some independent stuff on StarGuards, which is a first. However, that was very impressive. Look, there's a glossary of words. I'm pretty sure I didn't make that. Amazing. Right. What I'm going to go through now is this thing here, how to solve a space challenge. That'll be stuck up around the wall so you remember, but let's talk about it now. I'm going to do it with an example one. So imagine that Voyager went, watch out, solar system, there's a space challenge on the horizon, there's a supernova nearby. Yeah? What are we going to use to represent the supernova? My mouse. And then they read out what the supernova means. A supernova is a star exploding. It sends out a massive amount of energy into the surrounding universe, destroying everything in its path. Voyager 1 has detected a supernova about 100 light years away. There'll be real pieces anyway. It will send radiation into the solar system and wipe out all life if nothing is done. Okay? That's the example supernova challenge. Let's see how we might solve that. Right. So the kinds of things that you'll use to solve your challenges include these machines. Remember, you get given one random machine. The ideas, you get given a piece of paper with an idea on it. These are just example ideas. You probably have heaps more ideas. That's great. Use them. Resources. So each team has got a really specific resource that will be helpful for certain challenges, and you've got to figure out how they intermix. The spaceships, remember every single spaceship has got a special skill. Some can shoot, some can go fast, some can leave the solar system. All of the skills that different spaceships have will all be required to solve all 18 challenges. And most importantly, your creative thinking, yeah? Your ideas, way more important than any other stuff. But when you're solving a challenge, if you need to get a resource, say, from this planet over to here, then you literally have to do the thing that you do when you're a little kid. You've got to get the spaceship and make the sounds like... pick it up. Right? It's all about the sound effects. Okay. Let's go through those 8 steps. So the first thing we do is we think up a solution. So... let us pretend, what do we got? A gas injector. Let's pretend that I live, what's this one? What's this? Neptune. What's the planet? There we go. Awesome. Go amazing teachers. Let's pretend that I live on Neptune and the random machine I was given is a gas ejector. Yeah, so my gas ejector lives there beside me. Oh, yep. Oh, yeah, and here's a little explanation about what it does. A cylinder that will stick on the back of a gas-carrying spaceship. With the gas ejector, a space will be able to fire helium. So it gives you some hints about what you might want to use that machine for. So I think up a solution. Okay, so... Oh, yeah. So what's my idea going to be? Okay, I am going to fire helium into the supernova, and because stars have helium, the two heliums are going to cancel each other out, just like Ritalin and ADHD. So I would then need to go and speak to whoever owns the helium, okay, whichever planet owner. I've got to find it, go and speak to everybody who's got helium. Okay, I go and speak to the leader of the planet that owns the helium. I say, can I use your helium? I'm trying to save us from this supernova. Yeah. Oh, I also need a ship that is really specific to be able to put helium in it, and I'm going to need a ship that can shoot the helium into the supernova, okay? So I'll go and find out which spaceships have those special skills. So I speak to those leaders. I then, once I've come up with my idea and I've got all the ingredients I think are going to work to solve the challenge, and I've spoken to the people who own the spaceships, who own the resources, I then go to one of the fates and I go, okay, this is our plan to solve this challenge. Do you think it's going to work? And fate will decide whether they think it's going to work. So whoever becomes fate, you will kind of be in charge of how difficult the game is. So you don't want to just say yes to everything, but you don't want to say no to everything, right? If it's a really good solution, then you can say that it solves the problem. If you want to get some advice from a teacher about whether that sounds semi-realistic, go for it. So then fate will make an announcement. Fate will get everybody's attention. The entire class will be perfectly quiet as they speak. Amazing. Go fate. And the students who came up with the solution and any other leaders who were involved will explain to the rest of the class what the solution to that space challenge is. Yeah. Now this was not my idea, but this is part of the game now. Once you have a solution, even if it's amazing, you then spin the random spinner, right, in the direction of the arrow. Otherwise the screw comes out and Mr. Laws gets sad. Give that a spin. Did our weird shooting helium into the... Oh, it did work. Yay. So... I'll show you. I've got a slide for it in a sec. So you explain the solution. You spin the luck spinner. If the luck spinner comes back saying that it worked, yay, you change the board. So then you have to do what I said. You have to actually take the actions. I've got to get my spaceship, fly over there, get the helium, go there, shoot it into the... So supernova, and then I take the supernova piece off. Yeah. As you get challenges, more space challenge pieces will go on the board. As you start solving it, the spaceships will move around, the space challenges will come off. Maybe you've invented something. I've got a box of random stuff here. You are welcome to use any other random creation stuff you have in your classroom. So maybe you make a cardboard box that you use as a sarcophagus over some kind of deadly radiation leak. I don't know. So you move the spaceship and the resources around. You build whatever machine you might need. These are just examples. And then you take the challenge piece off. And then fate writes the solution on the whiteboard. And apparently there's a whiteboard for this game, which I'll go and find in a sec. Must be in there. Oh no, it's a very specific whiteboard because it's got a line for every single one of the challenges. Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. So here's the example, as I talked about, yada yada yada. Now let's talk about luck. So this is the luck spinner. There's the luck spinner as a pie chart. So 60% of the time, like when I just did then, it works. Sweet. 25% of the time, it might work, it takes ages, so you've got to wait exactly 5 minutes on the timer and then have another spin. Yeah. 10% of the time, if it lands on the grey, it almost works. You've got to change one thing about the solution and fate will decide. And then in a tiny percent chance, even though your solution was amazing, out of luck, it didn't work. You've got to come up with a totally new solution. Yeah.
The colours there and the colours there are completely different. Those are purple. The only thing that's the same.
The good news is that it says what you do on there. Yes, you're quite right. Am I going to go away and change that? No. Right. So, in terms of starting, this is what you'll do when you start. I don't know when you're starting. Each class will be playing one after the other, I would assume. These are the things you do to start with. So, you assign teams, who the fates are going to be. And then you assign all the planet teams, and then you assign the moon, and then you assign Voyager. How many people are Voyager? Voyager is 2 people. And they have the special box for Voyager's eyes only. You hand out team cards. So you hand out one of them to each team member, each team captain. Then you hand out the lanyards. hand out the ideas, hand out the machines. Voyager announces the first space challenge, and that's it, and then you'll start. Yeah, there are 18 challenges to solve. If you can solve all 18 challenges by the time your teacher said that's all the time we've got to play the game, it's a really good idea to have the amount of hours to... Ideally, you want them to win in the last second. It's a beautiful ending. I don't think there's anything more to say. Does anyone have any questions? Yes?
Can the Fates help out, or does it...
Can the Fates help out? The Fates are the bosses, so they can do whatever they like. If the Fates want to help out, sure. Yes, the end. Thank you.